Hi, everyone. Welcome. So nice to see so many people here. We have between 30 and 40 viewers. We're going to get started. We hope that you guys can hear us. If someone could just write a quick chat and say, we can hear you, that would be really helpful. Okay, great. So today's webinar, as you know, is called What's a Nanodegree? We are Udacity's Berlin office, and we are going to answer your questions that are coming from Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. We'd like to quickly introduce ourselves and show our faces. Hi.
Hi, guys.
Hi. My name is Leia. I do marketing and communications here for Udacity DACH. I'm German-American, and I'm originally from Berlin.
Thank you, Leah. My name is Nico. I'm the first employee on the ground. My role is to build up the local structure, build a team, and take care of our students in the DACH region. Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet everyone. So without further ado, we are going to get started. So just to reintroduce ourselves, we are Nico and Leia. If you have any questions after this webinar or during, please feel free to send us an email to de@udacity.com. We love to hear from our students and from potential students and from anyone who's interested in Udacity. And of course, feel free to reach out in German and in English. So we'd like to get started by giving you an overview of how this webinar will work. We will start off with the region's most frequently asked questions, which I will present, and then Nico will take over the floor with a live Q&A with your questions in the chat. To accommodate the region's large non-German speaking audience, we will conduct this webinar in English, but of course you have the option to ask questions in German, and we will translate your questions for everyone to participate. So everyone can understand. And with that, we would like to start by asking you if German is actually your first language. We've prepared a poll that you can see here on the right-hand side in the bar. Please type yes if German is your first language and no if not. So this is really great because we can see in live time what the percentages are. So we're going to wait about 10 or 20 seconds to see the results. Wow, it's kind of like a game. We're waiting here to see how the numbers are shifting. Okay, so I think we're almost complete. Nico?
Let's give it 5 more seconds. Okay, so we are going to end this poll. The result, you can see it too, is 63% yes and 38% no. So that's as we predicted. With that, we will continue in English. Falls ihr Fragen auf Deutsch habt, könnt ihr natürlich auf Deutsch fragen, but we will continue in English. Moving forward, this webinar and the chat will be recorded and we will send it to you after the webinar. And to communicate during the chat, I don't think I need to explain it because it seems like you guys can follow along and like you guys already know how to use the chat, but you can see here in the bottom right, you type your questions. You also have the option to mark your chat as a question. If you click on this little box and type ask a question, then we will see what you are typing. And we can mark and we can recognize that as questions and get to your questions sooner. So please mark them. Feel free to ask questions during the FAQ. We will collect all the questions and Nico will get to them during the Q&A. So moving forward, what is Udacity? So Udacity was actually born out of a Stanford experiment when Sebastian Thrun, who was a professor there, put Intro to Artificial Intelligence, one of his courses,
online for free. And in no time, 160,000 people had watched the course from over 190 countries. So Sebastian Thun thought, wow, this is something really special. And he decided to make something bigger out of it and founded Udacity in 2011. Now, 5 years later, Udacity's main mission is to use online education to bridge the gap between traditional education and modern employment. Udacity has created the Nanodegree, which was designed to teach job seekers the skills they need to land the jobs that they want. The Nanodegree is both a curriculum and a credential. The curriculum is built with leading tech employers like Google, Facebook, and GitHub, and it is also an industry-approved credential approved by these same leaders in the field. Udacity has been in the DACH region, so Germany, Austria, Switzerland, since 2016. We are very excited to be here, given the region's growing employment opportunities, especially in IT, automotive innovation, and engineering. So now getting to the webinar, what is actually on the agenda today? So we have divided the webinar into 3 parts. Part A will be moderated by me with 4 most frequently asked questions, namely, what's a nanodegree? Which nanodegree should I take? How can an online curriculum help me get a job? And what type of career support can I expect? Part B, which will be moderated by Nico, is our live Q&A. And part C is a super special nanodegree surprise, so we hope you will stay until the end to see what we have in store for you. So we will get started right away. First question, what is a nanodegree? A nanodegree, as previously stated, is a curriculum and a credential. The curriculum is designed by industry leaders such as Google, Facebook, Amazon, and many more that you can see here on the screen. As a result, nanodegree graduates can establish employability in tech because the curriculum is created with and certified by these leaders in the field who know which skills are actually in demand in the real world. Furthermore, the nanodegree is all about project-based learning. So people who are enrolled in the nanodegree create a project portfolio. Each project is reviewed by experts, and the final portfolio can then be used to showcase your work to future employers. The entire nanodegree is 100% online, which allows for 100% flexibility. Whenever you have an internet connection, you can study and you can work on your projects. We're really proud to say that our graduates in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland work for some leading companies such as Rocket Internet, Zalando, Daimler, IBM, and Deutsche Bank. With that, we have another poll for you. And this poll, we're curious to know, where do you guys work? Are you a freelancer? Do you work for a tech startup? Do you work for a large company? Are you currently unemployed and seeking a job, or something else? Maybe you're a student, maybe you're still in school. So we're gonna wait, this is their drum roll, please. Okay, we're gonna wait 10 more seconds. Oh, cool. Perhaps we didn't pick the best options because it looks like other is the most common right now. Okay, we'll give 5 more seconds. Still moving around a little bit. You guys can see the results, right? So the most common is other. Okay, no, we'll go, so the most common is other, but from the other 4, we'll go least to most. Least of 5% work for a tech startup. So 5% work for a tech startup, 11, you can't see the result. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so I'll read it out loud. So 5% work for a tech startup, 11% of you are freelancers, 23 are unemployed, 30% work for large companies, and 32% worked for other. Nico will type up the result and send it to you guys. So that's awesome to know. Thanks so much for responding. Moving forward, next question, which nanodegree should I take? This is a question we get a lot, and we always answer by saying it really depends on your level of experience and your career goals, because each program is designed to teach a specific set of skills for a very specific type of profession. So 1 nanodegree programs equals 1 career path, we like to say. We have 2 examples of 2 of our students here in the DACH region. First is Benjamin Zöllner. He's from Stuttgart, and Benjamin worked as a customer support specialist for Daimler. Then he took the data science nanodegree, and he was promoted to become a senior architect for big data at Daimler. Another story is Daniele Vitali. He's Italian and lives in Berlin, and Daniele was an engineer for Rocket Internet. Then he took the iOS development nanodegree, and he was then promoted to lead mobile engineer of Rocket Internet. So that's we're really proud of these 2 stories, and we love to share them. And hopefully one of them will be joining us for a future webinar. So the third question is, how can an online curriculum help me get a job in Europe? This is a huge question that we get a lot. And we have our final poll for this. So we're curious to know, since this is about Europe and we are in the DACH region, we're curious to know, where do you live or where are you currently located? So of course we have our 3 options: Germany, Austria, Switzerland, and other. Maybe you guys are coming from somewhere else. So nice to see everyone clicking so quickly. We're currently 42 viewers. That's awesome. Okay. We will wait a little bit longer. Okay, it's still moving around. Looks like Germany is quite well represented, but Austria and Switzerland are definitely not to be forgotten. So we'll end the poll. Okay, so we have, drum roll, we have 7% other. Maybe you guys want to type in the chat where you guys are coming from. That would be interesting to know. 9% Austria, 11% Switzerland, and 73% Germany. Herzlich willkommen. So thanks for that. So how can an online curriculum help me get a job in Europe? Nanodegree learning experiences are 80% project-based work. So when you graduate from a nanodegree with a project portfolio, which you can use to showcase your skills to future employers. As a result, even companies who don't know Udacity can see exactly what you can and what you can't design and build, and what you are capable of doing. For example, a project portfolio could include a website that you build throughout your learning experience, your GitHub profile, which, as many of you probably know, is your exact code that you use to build the website. Or here on the right, I hope you can see it. It is a project that was built by one of our students named Andreas, an interactive map of Edinburgh with his favorite restaurants and bars that is clickable and links to their website and to Yelp reviews. So your entire project portfolio is reviewed by mentors and experts throughout the learning experience. But a lot of people also ask us, what happens after the nanodegree is over? So with that, we move to the question, what type of career support can I expect? So we offer career development services, including help to build your resume, help to build your LinkedIn and Xing profile, reviews of your GitHub profile, and we also offer help with your cover letters. We also offer services to prepare you for interviews. This takes place with Udacity's career service staff, but also with nanodegree graduates, We think this is especially valuable because they provide you with realistic expectations of what to expect in the field as a nanodegree graduate. You also have the choice to be connected with employers through our wide network of hiring partners, which includes Google, PwC, Accenture, Microsoft, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and many more. The network is continuously growing. And these hiring partners pay special attention to Udacity talent because they believe that our grads are high in demand professionals in the digital space. So that's it from me. It's time for your questions. To ask your questions, please mark them as such in the box below. And I will hand the floor over to Nico. And here we go.
Thank you, Lea. So the first question that we got was from Saad, and his question was whether online degrees are just a complement to traditional university degrees, or if it can be considered as a standalone degree. My answer to that would be it depends, and by that I mean depends on the size of the company and the employer that you are employing, that you send your application to. Since if you look at tech companies of all sizes, they are looking for skilled personnel in the IT space and are mostly considering your abilities and your skills, not so much your background. However, if you look at traditional companies, even in the automotive space, they will much more look at your traditional degrees from a university. So again, to answer your question, it's hard to generalize. It depends on the industry and on the size of the company.
Okay, next question is coming from Vishal. From Varun is the next one. He asks, we can broadcast the question.
Let's just go.
Okay, well, Vishal is asking, what makes a Udacity Nanodegree better than a Coursera degree, in your opinion?
What makes Udacity stand out is the topic of the Nanodegree that you can study. So we have a set of Nanodegrees that are only available at Udacity. So the uniqueness of the content that you can get a degree on is making Udacity special. And you will not find a platform or online education provider out there that provides the set of partnerships when it comes to the development of the curriculum, meaning we are incorporating industry know-how when we set up the degree, and we also invite subject matter experts to become course mentors of the degree. So we are learning from the experts, which is a second thing that makes Udacity unique.
Okay. The next question is coming from Max, and Max is asking, do you think a completed Nanodegree is really enough to work for a company such as Google or Microsoft?
In the case of Google, we have successfully placed several graduates already in the past. So to answer your question, yes, we have proven already that this makes a candidate capable. And to be a little bit more specific here, it's mostly gonna be the portfolio and skill set that the candidate can showcase. So it's not necessarily just a piece of paper or the certificate itself, but it's the set of skills that the graduate can showcase during the application process.
Okay. Our next question will come from Frank Lee, who asks, are all courses of a Nanodegree also available as free courses? If yes, why should I still participate in a Nanodegree?
So you should look at our course program as a learning track, and you will realize that we have a set of free courses available in the course catalog that enables you to get to an entry level of skills. For example, if you want to educate yourself in the field of machine learning, you will find free courses. However, if you really want to upskill yourself and want to prove that you have a certain level of problem-solving skills, and also that you basically want to take advantage of our basically individual feedback and interactive curriculum of learning, your learning curve in a Nanodegree program is going to be significantly different. So if you really want to make a difference and want to train yourself in a new topic, then the Nanodegree is the way to go.
Okay. We hope that answers your question. Our next question will come from Wai Sheng. Wai Sheng wants to know, is it open for everyone in the country mentioned or just the locals?
It's a global program really, and the Nanodegree is a global offering that we are localizing in some regions. Some of the regions that we are localizing in are China and Brazil. In Germany, it's not really a requirement. Actually, most of our users, based on several surveys that we did, responded to us. They appreciate the fact that the courses are in English because many of the topics and also subject matter experts are leading thought leaders in their space. So people appreciate to listen to those people, the Silicon Valley experts, in original language.
Okay. Great. We hope that answers your question. Obviously, if you guys ever have follow-up questions, feel free to email us. We're happy to answer. We're just going to try and get through as many questions as possible. Our next question comes from Varun. He says, I am pursuing my master's in Germany. Do we get an opportunity for internships in Daimler while pursuing my self-driving car Nanodegree?
So Daimler is a specific case, since Daimler indeed has an existing partnership with Udacity, and part of this partnership is indeed a so-called hiring partnership. So in this case, yes, if you graduate from your self-driving car Nanodegree, then Mercedes-Benz, as a part of Daimler, is a potential employer that you may have opportunities afterwards. However, the final recruiting decisions are, of course, done by Daimler themselves, so there's nothing like a guarantee if you graduate.
Okay, that's actually a great segue into this next question. Vasant wants to know, on the enrolling page, the Nanodegree Plus button disappears after a couple of seconds. What does it mean? Is the job guarantee policy applicable?
That's a very good question, Vasant. The Nanodegree Plus is a product that is right now exclusively available for anyone who is lived in the United States. So it's a product that is not available for anyone outside of the United States. The reason why we haven't looked into this product in Germany yet is that the labor market works significantly different over here. So people are basically, we have a very high level of employment right now. So the whole basically professional training and online education market is much more towards really upskilling yourself and fulfilling a new career path. So people in this space are so high in demand on the labor market already that it hasn't been a priority for Udacity so far to offer this product in Germany.
Okay, our next question will come from Thomas. He asks, are the Nanodegrees built modularly? E.g., does the degree Senior Web Developer by Google contain the degree Front-End Web Developer?
That's a very good question too, since the Web Developer Nanodegree is a topic of Nanodegree that is currently being under construction, so to say. Right now, the Nanodegrees in the web development area are separated from each other. However, they are being reworked on, meaning there is going to be very soon a relaunch of this Nanodegree where the offering is going to be modular.
Okay. Our next question comes from Glorian. My name is Glorian. Hi, Glorian. It's big in the sense
IT is big.
IT is big in the sense that there are various things we can work in IT, not only software engineers. I am wondering if there will be other Nanodegrees which are not related to software development or programming.
Yeah, there are indeed Nanodegrees in the pipeline that are outside the core topic of Udacity. We do have one Nanodegree that is called Predictive Analytics, which is a Nanodegree that is targeted towards people that are working as a business analyst, working with large segments of data. So that's one example. and there's another Nanodegree called Virtual Reality, which is again a programming related one, but is going more in the entertainment area. And stay tuned for more Nanodegree announcements outside the core IT topic, as Udacity is going to announce some exciting stuff in the coming months.
Okay. It's great to see so many questions. Thank you, and we hope we can get to all of them. The next question comes from George. George would like to know, would you recommend a student in 11th grade to enroll in a Nanodegree program? I really would like to enroll into Android Basics or Android Developer Nanodegree.
I would say definitely. We have people that are enrolled in the machine learning Nanodegree that are 18 years old. I met people that are before the A levels and are that advanced in the basics of Python programming that they are actually looking in a topic like machine learning at the age of 18. So I think generally that's a large trend. And I wouldn't see a reason why you should not start looking into this topic yourself. Start as soon as possible.
Our next question comes from Faris, who asks, at what capacity are companies like BMW or Mercedes-Benz involved with a self-driving car Nanodegree?
In the case of Mercedes-Benz, they are an existing partner that is working with our team of the program management on the course curriculum. So they are contributing on certain modules. They are basically working with our people at headquarters to define some data sets, some projects, and basically help us understand what's the need of the talent market in this specific area. So Mercedes-Benz is an existing partner. BMW is a hiring partner in this field, which is something that will be publicly announced I think October 20. I'm going to share this with you anyways already now.
Okay, our next question comes from Alen. Alen wants to know, what is the % of Nanodegree students who finished this degree and got a job offer? Ooh, that's a tricky one.
That's a tricky one. I don't have this number available for me, so that's something I need to look up really. I don't have that on the table for you now.
Yeah, please email us and we'll email that back to you. We don't have our fact sheet with us right now, but that is definitely a very good question. And we will also include that in the email that we send to you afterwards. Thanks for that question. We have some more questions. Stacy would like to know, how many hours do I need to invest and what does it cost?
Thanks, Stacy. The basic Nanodegree in average is a curriculum where you should invest between 5 and 10 hours a week in order to keep up with the learning pace of your cohort. And that means you will be getting a certain set of deadlines and also reminders to submit your projects. And in order to stay in your learning cohort and in your peers, you should invest around 10 hours per week, 5 to 10 hours a week, really. But it depends also on your background and on your previous experience. And to your second question, in terms of costs, we are charging our students 200 euro per month. However, are refunding you based on your successful graduation within a year. So you will get 50% back.
Okay. We have another question here from Saad Awsil Alak. He wants to know, is an online degree just a complement to a university degree, or can it be considered a standalone degree?
That's a similar question that we had earlier. I would say it's really hard to generalize. It depends on the individual case. We do have people that are working in the software space that have not graduated from a traditional university, having studied computer science, but instead basically learned to code themselves several ways, including like online research, books, and so forth. So I would say it's within the engineering space and software space, it's widely spread that you have very talented programmers that have never graduated from a university degree. Why a reason why you should take an online degree is that you can showcase some level of know-how and some level of problem-solving competence towards the hiring manager, which is going to help the hiring manager at the beginning during his application process to basically segment your application in a certain group.
Okay, our next question comes from Lars. Lars wants to know, is it also planned to establish local learning groups?
There are already existing local learning groups in several cities, and these learning groups are mostly organized from students themselves. In some cities, we do have learning groups that are also co-hosted from Udacity. Berlin is one of these cities. And there is going to be also a topic called Udacity Connect, which is a blended learning concept that we are currently working on. It enables any student to basically join a weekly class in a certain Nanodegree in order to meet with other students, to meet with your peers, and to have a common set of goals and complete together. Stay tuned for that one.
Our next question will come from Fabienne. I will broadcast it. Fabienne would like to know how much previous knowledge is necessary for a nanodegree, for example, in programming.
So if you talk about the Intro to Programming Nanodegree, there is no previous knowledge needed in order to enter the program. However, if you talk about a program that is called the Full Stack Engineer, it's a different story. So again, it's hard to generalize. I would say the best thing would be for you to check out each of our Nanodegrees landing page, and at the end of the page, you will see a list of requirements, including suggestions from our end in order to meet the requirements for yourself. So as mentioned earlier, we offer a set of free courses for you to basically meet the requirements of any Nanodegree.
Okay, our next question will come from Daniel. Daniel wants to know, are there offers for employers to partner with Udacity Germany to offer Nanodegrees for the company employees?
Absolutely. That's a very hot topic these days. Actually, it's one of the biggest business areas for Udacity in the DACH region. Since there's so many digital disruption projects going on and all the companies are investing heavily in upskilling their employees and are investing heavily in digitalization of their companies. So yes, there's totally an option. There is also, if you look at the footer of the Udacity Germany page, a small site for Udacity Business, which you can use to reach out to us, or just shoot me an email in case you need additional information.
Our next question, wow, there are so many questions. We hope we can get to everyone. We still have about 10 minutes to answer questions. Simon wants to know, Sebastian Trun said that there are talks with Germany-based companies to create new nanodegrees for our job market. Are there nanodegrees in the making which will be made in cooperation with German-based companies, not just Mercedes, and fit the German job market specifically?
Right. That's a very valid question. So other than Mercedes, we get a lot of inbound requests from German companies basically almost every week in order to partner with Udacity. So these kind of partnerships are being funneled back to headquarters, and our teams at headquarters are basically making the call on which Nanodegree program is going to be developed next. And most of those decisions are really based on global potential. So at the current state of Udacity at this point, Udacity's Nanodegree program are purely based on global labor market, I would say, dependencies, not so much on local labor market dependencies. However, the Mercedes partnership is a first step going into this direction. And like I said before, we are working on several other Nanodegree programs, and there are definitely talks going on with other local employers, which is something I cannot share today with you.
But soon, stay tuned. Our next question comes from Richard. Richard wants to know, are there fixed starting times for nanodegrees?
There are starting times every month. There is nothing such as a fixed starting time. So it's a floating concept really. So you can start anytime.
Our next question comes from Akram. Akram would like to know, you mentioned the costs are 200 euros per month. Do all the nanodegrees have the same cost?
Not all of them. The self-driving car engineer program has a different price point, which is why it's a totally different curriculum, and it's also for Udacity a much bigger team involved, including the team behind the self-driving car itself. So it's a totally different story, which is why the different price point is justified.
Okay. Our next question comes from Daniel. It's a Germany-specific question, but as we are 70% German, this is definitely applicable to a lot of people. Can I, as a private person, get Udacity Germany invoices to utilize for a tax return?
So right now, the Udacity platform is fully owned and managed by Udacity headquarters. So there is no German subsidiary of Udacity yet, which is something that we may look into in the future. But right now, Udacity's offering is based in the US.
Okay. Daniel's question is the most recent one, but I think I accidentally skipped one. Here, from Thomas. Thomas wants to know, do the web development nanodegrees work with a specific framework? Do the involved companies decide on specific frameworks?
So there are certain frameworks involved in some of the nanodegree, yes. Again, this information depends on the program. I would say the best thing to find out which frameworks are involved is on the respective nanodegree landing page if you go on either the German or the US nanodegree page.
Okay, we don't have any other outstanding questions, or perhaps I missed one. It'd be really helpful if you guys could just retype them so they come back to the top, and then we will answer your question. We still have about 5 to 10 minutes to answer questions. There we go. Okay. Wai Sheng wants to know, is there any scholarship for the nanodegree? Can you provide some information on that?
Yes, we do have a large scholarship program that is going to be announced in later November in the direction of Android development. And we do have general general scholarship program in place also. We can point you to the actual web form where you can apply for a scholarship if you shoot us an email.
Next question comes from Stacy. She wants to know, how long does it normally take to complete the degree?
I would say on average, it takes students, if they study part-time, being fully employed, it takes them typically between 6 to 9 months. However, we do have students that are graduating in as less as 2 months. So it really depends on the time investment that you are willing to take. On average, 6 to 9 months.
Our next question comes from...
There are two at the top.
Here, Vasant wants to know, are the courses on de.udacity.com any different than the ones on udacity.com?
No. So the courses that we are offering via the German site are the same courses as we are offering in the US side. So basically the classroom as a product is a global product valid for anyone. And the reason why we have not looked into localizing courses in German is it hasn't been a requirement from our user base just yet. This may be different in the future when we have basically more people from different areas of expertise looking into becoming programmers. Right now, it's not a requirement.
Our next question comes from Vishal. He says, can you talk more about the new self-driving car nanodegree? Also, I hope the solutions aren't available on the web for the assignments. That would lower the integrity of graduating. Very good point, Vishal.
That's a very, I would say that's a very niche question for this program. Generally, we are looking into offering some of the data publicly even. So some of the driving data that we have gathered with the car that is basically being used for the Nanodegree program is even provided as open source code for you to download, to work with the data and basically get affiliated with this program. But I guess with solutions, you meant something else. What I can say in this context is that one of the project submissions is basically to provide actual code that can potentially drive on the car. And this code is actually going to run on the actual car itself as part of the curriculum.
Our next question comes from Dave. Thanks so much, everyone, for asking so many great questions. And we're really so overwhelmed by how great all these questions are. I haven't skipped a single one. Dave says, I'm doing the Udacity Machine Learning Nanodegree. I want to start my own robotics company. Good idea? Does it make sense?
I don't know. I don't know much about your idea yet. Generally, I would say in robotics, it's also about execution, not so much about the idea, but go for it, man. I mean, it's a super hot topic, and the machine learning nanodegree will get you the basic skills. And then I would just suggest you to look at building a team and moving somewhere where you find peers. I would say Berlin and Munich are good towns to look into robotics. Go for it.
Our next question comes from Usman. He would like to know, hi, I'm in Berlin and enrolled in Nanodegree for Hi, I'm in Berlin and enrolled in Nanodegree for self-driving cars. What benefit can I have from your presence in Berlin or in Germany?
The fact that we do have Mercedes-Benz as a content partner that is co-developing the curriculum is definitely going to help to increase the awareness of the degree in the labor market. And I can tell you that the fact that we are partnering with this brand has increased significant awareness among other car manufacturers and all sorts of players in this field. So the fact that we announced this Nanodegree together with Mercedes-Benz, also NVIDIA and Otto, increased the awareness of this credential a lot in the market. So we are, as a result, in touch with basically almost everyone that is working in this field, including companies like Bosch and others that are leading employers in this field. So the advantage is that the credential is well known in the market only weeks after the announcement.
So our next question will come from Sebastian. He wants to know, I'm interested in the Udacity VR development, that's virtual reality developer. Do you have a scheduled date to begin? And what is the optional high immersion virtual reality segment?
So the virtual reality developer Nanodegree is a regular Nanodegree that you can basically just start to enroll. Right now, we are gathering emails for invitations. We will notify you as soon as the degree is going to start. The second part of the question is whether there is an optional high immersion virtual reality is a technical question that I'm not in a position to answer myself. So I would like to ask you to send it via email so that I can forward it to the VR team.
Our next question comes...
2 more questions.
We're going to take 2 more questions. Yeah, we don't have so much time and we need to wrap this up. Our last 2 questions will come from Laurent and Nicholas. Laurent wants to ask, what does it take to qualify for a scholarship request?
For the scholarship, we will basically evaluate your background, your motivation, and your ability to succeed in this degree. And it's also going to look at some personal motivation, like I said before. So I would say it's a traditional application for a scholarship.
And our final question will come from Nicholas. He would like to know, he says, I live in Bonn, Köln. Is your presence reaching to these corners too, in terms of job opportunities?
Well, the job opportunities with a degree of Udacity are very much tied to the skills that you learn during a Nanodegree. and also during based on the projects that you're able to showcase. So you build your portfolio during a Nanodegree, and the portfolio is going to be evaluated from the hiring manager, and anyone who is working in tech or in the ICT sector in the Köln-Bonn area is going to evaluate your skills afterwards. So I would say there is no such thing as a regional limitation of the degree itself.
Great. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. We're going to share our screen one more time. So thanks so much for all these wonderful questions. We will summarize them in our follow-up email to you. Now we are at our super special surprise. Thank you so much for hanging tight with us. So here's our offer. We would like to offer you 50% off your first month of the Nanodegree. Like always, you have a 7-day free trial period where you can always quit whenever you want and you won't have to pay. And with our special offer, you will pay 100 euros instead of 200 for your first month. And as usual with the Nanodegrees, if you finish within 12 months, you will get 50% of all your tuition that you spent in that time back. If you click on this link, if you click on sign up, the coupon will be applied automatically, so you won't see it right away, but once you check out, the 200 will be crossed out and it will say 100 instead. We will send you this link after the webinar as well, and we hope that you sign up. We hope that, we hope that you enjoyed our webinar, and thanks so much for joining us today. As I just said, we will follow up with you with a webinar summary and highlights. We'll highlight the minutes so you can click through the questions and know when which question is asked. We'll of course send you the link to replay. We'll send you the special offer link, and we'll also share this complete slide deck with you. And as usual, if you have questions, please always reach out. We love to hear from you in German or in English. Both is fine. And it was great to have you here. Thank you so much. We're going to end the broadcast, but we'll stay online to get some questions, and we'll chat with you. So thank you so much. Sure.
Thank you, everyone.
I will show our faces one more time. So bye. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
See you next time.